Good morning, folks. It's Wednesday. It is April 3rd, and we're looking at the pre market here. We're looking at the Netflix trade, and yesterday we closed out five of these short put, rather the short bull put positions, five contracts, and we took a loss of 500. That's okay. We're going to make that up, and that's what this today's video is about. Let's look at the position here. So we have a bear call at 215, 220, and you can see that's up by about $700. And more importantly, the max profit, we are hitting the max profit already. It's just you can see that the difference between the 375 and the 305 right here is only $70. So which means there's only $70 left to capture on this particular spread. So this is the bear call. So what we want to do is capture this $700, which will obviously take care of our $500 loss from yesterday, and then we'll be up $200. And then we want to bring this spread inside. So, when we put the trade, Netflix was at 195, if I believe. And I'd even mentioned that a bear call is what makes sense, but I'm still going to put an eye on Condor. And obviously, I think my earlier hunch was right. I should have just put a bear call. But regardless, the goal is to see how we can learn to come out of these situations. And so what we have here is this 215, 220, and we are approaching max profit. So there's really nothing more to milk out of this particular bear call. And we want to bring it in. And looks like, and just by looking at the sentiment right now, I think we can bring this in quite a bit. So Netflix seems to be down. It seems to be on a downward trend. And let's just quickly look at the charts to see if we can see anything here. There's really nothing. I mean, there's a lot of energy being built up. You can see, these Bollinger Bands are really constricting, and this generally tells you that energy is going to be released pretty soon, and it's probably looking to the downside. Even the few days ago when we put the trade, it was based on some analyst upgrade, which didn't really sound right either. So I'm inclined to say it's going to be more bearish than bullish. Today in pre-market, it's up about $1 or two, which will be good for our bull put, but it will also give us more premium when we want to close this one and bring this bear call in closer. So anyway, so let's look at the graph, and what we have here, I've put a bear call at the 195 200 level, and we are obviously going to close out these two, so which is the 215 220. We'll book $700 profit and we'll close them out. So I'm going to uncheck those two, and then if we add this bear call, then what we are doing is we're going to pick up a little over $1,000 in credit. And here our short strike is going to be 195. Now this becomes an uneven condor because I'm doubling up on the size here. And what that does for us is if Netflix continues to go down, a max loss now is limited to $1,000 on this trade. Of course, that doesn't take into consideration all the other factors, like we've already made $200 from here. And if it continues to go down, we'll probably bring this bear call in a little bit more. So I think worst case scenario, we're definitely going to break even on this. But my sense is we should be able to pocket at least 3 to 4%, maybe 5% on this trade. So that's what I'm going to do today. This will increase our margin a little bit to 8,900, but this trade makes sense for now. I was looking at the other one I was looking at was to see if we wanted to get a little bit more aggressive on the 190, 190, 195, and that would give us 83 cents. This actually may be a better trade, 190, 195, and then we'll, on the upside, we'll have room till about 192, 191. Okay, this may be a better trade, and in fact, the margin is also less. And you can see now the max loss is limited to $400, but it's actually 400 minus the 200 that we'll book today. So, max loss in this case would be $200. So, this is actually a better adjustment. We're obviously going to bring the short strike in a little bit, but that's okay. We're just sort of tightening the noose around Netflix. And if Netflix starts going above 182 or 183, that's when this will get into trouble. So what I'm going to do is, instead of starting out with 20 contracts, we're going to start out with 10 contracts, and we'll pick up 83 cents on this, and then we'll see how it goes. Instead of putting 20 at one time, we'll put in 10 and see if we need to put in another 10. So that's the adjustment for Netflix today. I'm also watching Baidu, and ever since we turned the bull call into a bear call, Baidu has turned around and gone up, and these kind of things will happen. So, but let's see. Baidu is still a little bit of a distance away. We'll see how Baidu action happens this morning. Thank you.